Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Goy, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the Toefl IBT. So you made a comment at my website, and in tradition, when someone makes a comment on my website, I typically will do a video. I would actually do a YouTube video going over your specific situation. I hope you don't mind. I may make some corrections, so maybe you can also learn a little bit about your own writing and your grammar weaknesses as we go. So you say, I've taken TOEFL test 1 year ago. So when you're talking about something you did in the past, you don't want to use the present perfect. So I would say I took the TOEFL test 1 year ago. I think my score is not good. And maybe you can use a colon here and then introduce these ideas. 20 in reading, 17 in listening, 19 in writing, and 18 in speaking. Overall is 74. You say, I also took the IELTS test. You want to say just 6 months ago. The overall score is 6. With 6 in reading, 6 in speaking, 6 in writing, and 5.5 in listening. Perfect. You say, now, I'm studying a master's degree in a country, and use this singular because country is singular, in a country that does not use English as a first language. So my English skills, you want to capitalize whenever you're talking about a language. So my English skills, I might say, are not as good as they should be. That's how I would say that. I would say, so my English skills are not as good as they should be. I'm not confident. I would just say I'm not confident using English in speaking, maybe say writing situations. I'd like to get a TOEFL score You might want to say, I'd like to get a TOEFL score of 90 to 100 in order to apply, want to say here, for a scholarship in the United States of America next year. And check this out. Guess where I am right now? Now, I live in California, but right now for the last week, I've been in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been spending time out here with my family, having a lot of fun, and going to a lot of shows. And the U.S., it's a fun place. You should come out here sometime. You say, therefore, I'm interested to take your online course, and I would like to have your suggestions for my strategies in order to achieve my goal. So could you please suggest, I would just say, could you please give me more information about your course and the course fee that I have to pay for registration? I can do that. There's a couple of things I can do right now, but let's talk about the course fee. Remember that my course is, you pay as you go. You don't have to make a full payment for everything up front. But generally my course costs $45 a month. And you're billed, once you make a PayPal payment, you create what's called a subscription, and then PayPal will bill you automatically every month forever until you cancel your subscription. So if you only need to use my course for 1 month, you make your payment, you cancel your subscription immediately. Or if you want to use my course for 2 months, you wait until your second payment happens, then you cancel your subscription after that, then you have access for 2 months. Now, in your situation, And this is why you're emailing me. Everybody knows that I'm pretty honest. Remember that I don't have to pressure or market that highly for students. I already have a full-time job at California State University, San Bernardino, so my website is just something that I do for international students all over the world. I wanted to create a reasonably priced, completely online TOEFL course that addresses all the important areas of students' academic English language proficiency, namely vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar. These are the basics. Then we have listening, reading, and then writing and speaking. So the question is, first of all, how long does it take to improve your score from 74 to 90 or 74 to 100? Now, to me, that's totally different. Let's just talk about going from 74 to 90, right? So you're looking at about 16 points. So because 74 is already, it's not a terrible score, so you want to go higher than that. My best guess right now, I'm going to say right now 3 months. You're probably looking at 3 months. To get 90. If you want to get 100, you're probably looking at 4 or 5 months. That's a whole different deal, getting 100. But to go from 74 to 90, you're probably looking at 3 months. Now here's what I'm going to recommend. I want to recommend a study guide or study plan for you. And what I want to do right now is I'm going to tell you how you can use my online TOEFL course in the most effective way possible. Okay, so here are my recommendations for you. Right now, based on where you are right now, you need to make improvements in all the different areas, right? The reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So, first of all, get a calendar, and I recommend maybe 3 to 4 hours daily. I know it might be a shock, but I really recommend this. Okay, so 3 to 4 hours daily. So during that time, what do? So what I would do is start going through my lessons, take one lesson from each category. You can focus only on vocabulary, only on pronunciation, but it's probably going to get too boring for you, so I don't recommend that. So the first day you might set aside to do vocabulary lesson 1, then you can do pronunciation lesson 1, maybe grammar lesson 1. Then if you have time, you can do listening lesson 1 and reading lesson 1, and then you have speaking and writing. So each day, start going through the lessons in my online course. There's 7 sections. Remember, my philosophy is you want to improve your English, your academic English language abilities in all 7 areas. So as you improve your vocabulary, your reading's going to get better. As you work on your pronunciation, your speaking gets better. As you study the grammar part of my course, you'll improve your writing and your speaking. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of connections in the different parts of my course with what you're working on. So that's partly what I would recommend there. So 3 to 4 hours daily, going through my online TOEFL course, just taking the different lessons from the different sections. Now each week, here's your goal. I want you to submit, that means you have to complete them online, 3 to 5 speaking and pronunciation practice tests. I think this is a good idea too. And then the third thing is submit, again, 3 to 5 writing practice tests. That's also going to be good for you. So, now here's something else I want to tell you. As you get into the listening and the reading parts of my course, you can use these parts of my course in one of 2 ways. First of all, when you do a listening practice test, obviously you want to take down notes and then answer the comprehension questions after the lecture. Now, the same thing with reading. So you read the passage, then you answer the comprehension questions afterwards very quickly. And remember that the reading part of my course is designed to help you improve your reading speed from 100 to 350 words per minute. Right, so that's one thing. Now, the second thing I want you to do is as you do the listening and the reading passage, the listening and the reading practice, make sure that you take down in note form, you're taking notes in the main and the most important supporting points of the listening and the reading passages. Then using your notes, you can practice writing about the listening and the reading passages. That's going to be helpful, right? So what's my recommendation? You should be writing about 100 to 150 words. You're just summarizing the listening and the reading passages. Now, in addition, you can also use your notes from the listening and the reading passages, and you can practice speaking about that information. That's also good. So I want you to actively involve yourself in the listening and the reading parts of my course by not only answering the comprehension questions, but also by speaking and writing about that information using your notes. And that's going to be very good. Now, do you see your plan so far? So you're spending 3 to 4 hours daily. You're going through the different sections of my course. You completing certain lessons. All right? You're sending me 3 to 5 speaking and pronunciation practice tests weekly. You're also sending me 3 to 5 writing practice tests weekly. And then, after 3 months, this is important, you can take what we call a full-length Toefl IBT practice test. I think this is a good one. Now, it's not free. This will be in addition to what you're paying me for my online course. Now, why is that? I have another service, I have another website that actually has the 5-hour practice test. And it's a good idea when you're doing the TOEFL, especially speaking and writing, you want to get a second opinion. Right? So you'll already be getting speaking and writing scores from me, but when you take the full-length IBT practice test, you'll get a second opinion, and you'll get some other scores on the speaking and writing from someone else who's not connected to my website. So then you can have 2 different experts assessing your speaking and writing, and I think that's pretty good. Now here's the thing. Once you do the practice test, the question is pretty simple. How close is it to your goal that you've already told me here? So you know your TOEFL score right now is 74. So after 3 months of spending 4 hours every day going through the lessons in my online TOEFL course and completing speaking, writing, and pronunciation practice tests on a weekly basis, if your score is close to 90, then you are ready. You are ready to take the TOEFL exam. And remember that the full-length IBT practice test does not cost $200. I think the company charges around $34. So it's a heck of a lot cheaper, and you'll get an overall score with your TOEFL, and then you get subtotal scores in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing areas. So that'll give you some good information. And remember that taking the full-length IBT practice test can be helpful. Obviously, you mark your progress. Secondly, you become more familiar with the structure and the format of the TOEFL exam. And number 3, a lot of people don't think about it, but you're practicing your concentration when taking a 5-hour English test. That's not easy. So you have to kind of get used to doing that. It's really a shock to many students who take the TOEFL IBT exam for the first time without ever having taken a 5-hour English test before. So it's a good idea that you take some practice tests beforehand so you develop the strength and stamina that you need. And that's it. So this is, in my opinion, this is a 4-step plan that I think that you can do. And remember that when we say step 2 and we say step 3, we're talking about weekly. You have to do. Remember, this is not NOFL. This is not the TOEFL IBT online course where you don't have to do anything. You just watch a lot of videos. That's not how it works with my course. You actually have to do things. You have to record yourself. You have to upload your speaking practice tests. You have to get some comments back from me. I will give you some recommendations. You have to complete your writing practice test online. Again, you'll get feedback typically from my teaching assistant. So by doing those things, you will get better at improving your writing and your speaking. All right? Anyway, so Goy, I hope that in this particular video I've given you some information so that you can make a decision. Whether or not you want to join my online course. If you join my course, you can join thousands of students who have reached their target TOEFL scores. But remember, the students who join my course are not lazy. They work very hard on the lessons in my course, because if you join my course and you don't do anything, for example, if you do not send me speaking and pronunciation weekly, you don't send me any writing practice tests, there's no way I can help you get better. So if we work together, you will be able to reach your goal. My best guess is approximately 3 months.